Lesson 13, simple interest. To find simple interest, we use a formula, and it's I equals P times R times T, where I equals interest, P equals principal, R equals rate as a decimal, and T equals T, or time, as per year. So Larry invests $100 in savings plan. The plan pays 4.5% interest each year on his $100 account balance. How much money will Larry earn in interest after 3 years and after 5 years? Well, we start off with our letters so that we can replace what they are. So our interest is what we're looking for. Our principal is $100. Our rate is 4.5 or 4.5%. So when I drop that percent and move it over twice, I get 0.045. And time is 3 years. So now I have I equals P, R, and T. And then what I'm going to do is replace our I, our P, our R, and our T. When I replace that, we have X equals $100 times 0.045 times 3. So when I multiply all of that together, I get $13.50. For 5 years, I have I, P, R, and T. I have X. I have 100, 0.045, and 5. So I have I equals P, R, and T. So I have X equals 100 times 0.045 times 5. And that's going to give me $22.50. So now it says, how can you find the balance of Larry's account at the end of 5 years? Well, what we can do is we can add the two numbers together. We can add 100 plus the $22.50, which is $122.50. So the next thing we can do is exercise 1. And it says find the balance of a savings account at the end of 10 years if the interest earned each year is 7.5% and the principal is $500. So we have P, percent, using the wrong one. We have I, P, R, and T. So we are looking for our interest again. Our principal now is 500. Our rate is 0.075, and our time is 10 years. So now we are looking for I equals P, R, and T. So we have X equals 500 times 0.075 times 10. And that is going to equal 375. So we have 500 plus 375, which will equal $875 total. Our next example is we have a $1,000 savings bond that earns simple interest at a rate of 3% each year. And the interest is paid at the end of every month. And how much interest will the bond have earned after 3 months? So for simple interest, what we do is we have I, P, R, and T. So we have X. Our principal is 1,000. Our rate is 3%. And because it's for 3 months and it has to be part of a year, we have 3 over 12, or 1/4. You could also write it as a decimal, and that's fine. So we have I equals P, R, and T. So now we have X equals 1,000 times 0.03 times 1/4. Oops, sorry. And our interest that's paid then is $7.50. So now, our next question is Mrs. William wants to know how long it will take an investment of $450 to earn $200 in interest if the yearly rate is 6.5% per year. Now, the one thing I am going to do here, though, is I'm going to round to the nearest tenth. So we have I, P, R, and T. Now for here, what we're finding is we're not finding the interest because it's telling us that we have $200 interest. They want to know how long it'll take to get there. But we have our principal, which is $450. Our rate is 0.065. And we want to know how long it will take to get there. So we have I equals P, R, and T. So we have 200 equals 450 times 0.065 times X. So when I multiply these two numbers together, I get 29.25x equals 200. And then I am going to divide both sides by 29.25. So x is going to equal 6.8376 06838. And then when we round it, we will get let me write that better. 6.8 years. Our last question says a $1,500 loan has an annual interest rate of 4.25% on the amount borrowed. How much time has elapsed if the interest is now $127.50? So we have our letters. Our interest is $127.50. Oh. Our principal is $1,500. Our rate is 0.0425, and we need to know the time. So we have I equals P, R, and T. We are going to replace So we are going to multiply these two numbers together. And when when we do, we get $63 or 63.75 dollars. And then we're going to divide both sides by 63.75. When we do so, I get 2 years. That ends the lesson.